There are people who are very good at driving their partners crazy, turning them into the aggressor. They always play the role of the weaker one in the relationship. On the surface, this person may appear gentle and considerate to others, seemingly an ideal partner. However, only you know that their kindness is often manifested through cheap attempts to please. Whenever you encounter substantial problems that require them to take responsibility or compromise some interests for you, they tend to avoid addressing the issues. They may act ignorant, apologize to divert your attention, or even play the victim, blaming you for not being understanding or mature enough. In your relationship, it may seem like a power dynamic where you are strong and they are weak. You may be the one shouting, emotionally unstable, and causing scenes. However, in reality, they use avoidance and inaction to force you to compromise, continually giving up your own needs. Why do people like this pretend to be weak? Why do they think this approach works for them? What psychological factors are at play here? Firstly, they believe that being the weaker one is more advantageous for them. In the realm of emotions, someone who habitually plays the role of the weaker one to drive their partner crazy aims to maintain the relationship with minimal effort. By portraying themselves as a weak lover who cares for you, they can avoid substantial contributions to the relationship. After all, human instincts tend to sympathize with the weaker party. When someone appears to be both loving and vulnerable, others naturally find various excuses for their behavior. Thus, when they take on the role of a seemingly weak and loving partner, they can conveniently do nothing, waiting for you to accommodate and indulge them. But why do they want to contribute less in a tangible way? It could be due to a lack of material resources or inner strength. In any case, they are unable to sustain a relationship and fulfill the responsibilities that should be theirs. So, by adopting a weak posture, they force you to shoulder the responsibilities and make concessions. Secondly, they cannot escape the fate imposed by their family of origin. Individuals bring aspects of their same-sex parents into intimate relationships. For example, if a father tends to blame and suppress his son, the grown-up son may exhibit irritability and criticize others for minor issues. If a mother controls the family through complaints and constantly emphasizes the sacrifices she made for the family, her daughter may grow up to become a perpetual complainer, becoming melancholic at the slightest inconvenience. So, someone who habitually introduces the role of the weaker one into intimate relationships often has a same-sex parent who excessively relies on this identity to maintain family order. The opposite-sex parent naturally becomes the backbone of the family, shouldering the responsibilities that other family members are evading, gradually becoming overwhelmed, emotionally unstable, and controlling. Therefore, when forming a new family, they automatically adopt the role of the less contributing same-sex parent, forcing you into the role of the opposite-sex parent who takes on all responsibilities. This is their familiar relationship pattern and the one that benefits them the most. Thirdly, an underdeveloped psyche leads to a primal fear. When children are young, they are generally afraid of teachers and parents. Faced with the accusation from authority figures, a child's initial reaction is not self-reflection but quick apologies and attempts to avoid punishment. As we grow older and psychologically mature, this childhood fear of authority figures gradually diminishes. However, individuals who habitually display weakness in relationships haven't truly grown up, causing them to unconsciously retain this fear of authority. When conflicts arise with them, you trigger this fear, causing them to regress to their childlike state. They apologize and defend themselves as if you were an authority figure. However, without the courage to address and resolve the issues, sharing the burden and responsibilities with the seemingly weaker party becomes exhausting. You find yourself carrying the weight of what should be a joint effort, feeling like you're raising a child who occasionally drives you crazy. In this subtle power struggle, you unwittingly become the apparent controller, when in reality, you are the one being suppressed. Confronting them turns you into the aggressor in the eyes of others. If you find yourself in such a situation and wish to stay with this person, the best approach is to show them this video and make them aware of their issues. Together, you should strive to establish an equal communication pattern, with both parties taking responsibility for their respective issues instead of playing the blame game. A healthy relationship requires both individuals to share the responsibilities. and they cannot continue to evade them. After establishing your own boundaries and principles, guide them to face and resolve problems.